Let's move on to the next item today. And the next item comes to us from Sam, who writes, "Greetings from Belgium." Well, hello, Sam. I just saw the teaser trailer for the new animated film Wonder Park from Paramount, and I liked it. Though the alternate versions of famous songs is getting really old. But when I looked up who directed it, there was no available information. How can this be? With a teaser already released and the movie coming out in March. All right, thanks a lot for the question, man. And what Sam's referring to is there's a new trailer that just dropped for this little film called Wonder Park. It's not coming out till 2019, but they dropped the first trailer for it now. I liked it. I liked it. It's not the best trailer of the year, nothing like that, but I thought it was really solid. It captured that sense of awe and wonder and imagination and all that kind of good stuff. And I thought it really worked. I watched it, I'm like, hey, this looks pretty good. I mean, not jumping out of my chair. This looks pretty good. However, one of the things that Sam is pointing out is true. If you go to the IMDb page for Wonder Park, there's no director listed. You've got a bunch of writers, but you have no director listed. Why? How can we be at a place where this movie's coming out in less than a year, it's already far enough along that we've got a trailer for it, and yet there's still like no director listed for it? Well, the reason for that is this. Wonder Park used to have a different name. The name of Wonder Park used to be Amusement Park. And it was being directed by this first-time feature film director named Dylan Brown. Now, Dylan Brown had worked a lot with Pixar. He was an animation director. He was a lead animator on a bunch of Pixar's films, including films like Finding Dory, like Ratatouille, all that kind of stuff. So Paramount gives him a shot to be a first-time director and be actually the main person in the chair and direct this feature film. So then why isn't Dylan Brown's name on the IMDb page as a director? Well, the problem is, it seems like being the big person in the chair might have gone to Dylan's head. Because back in January, Paramount fired him off of the movie because they didn't specify the number. They said a number of female employees came forward with complaints about inappropriate behavior, inappropriate touching, inappropriate advances, all that kind of stuff. Now, Paramount launched their own independent investigation into the claims, and they came to the conclusion that, yep, this guy's got to go. So, now, he has denied it, but Paramount took all the complaints that came in, they did their own investigation, and obviously they came to the conclusion that, yeah, this is sustainable, and they decided to part ways with Dylan Brown and booted him off the movie. So whether this is a case of just the power went to his head all of a sudden, he thought he could do whatever he wanted. I mean, I don't know. I don't know the guy. I don't know the situation. But Paramount did their own investigation. They came to the conclusion that, yeah, we got to let this guy go. Now, Paramount then they changed the name of the movie after that, and they brought in another director. I can't remember the director's name. It's a guy who's never really directed anything significant, but another guy to finish it up. Now, the reason why you probably don't see, now this is where I'm just speculating a bit here, but it seems to make sense. I'm guessing the reason you don't see that guy's name on as the director is because of the Directors Guild of America rules. Like if this guy, Dylan Brown, directed most of the film, and I've got to imagine that by this point, a significant chunk of the movie is probably done. And if Dylan Brown did a significant amount of the work and a significant amount of the direction, then you can't just slap another person's name on as the director. Unless that new director did significantly more work than the original guy. Much like Ron Howard is the director of Star Wars Solo and Lord and Miller aren't, because Ron Howard came in and practically redid the whole thing. That doesn't seem to be the case with Wonder Park. And so right now there's just no director of record. And it's like a prickly situation. It's a really odd situation. It's a really unfortunate situation. But anyway, that's why when you go to an IMDb page and you look for the director, there's no director listed, because I think they've still got to sort out and figure out who's going to get directing credit on this. And ultimately, that's going to be decided by the Directors Guild of America. The Directors Guild of America has the power to make that decision. The studio doesn't, all that kind of stuff about who gets the directing credit. That's going to be up to the DGA. And we're probably a ways away from finding out who they're going to give the credit to. But there's a lot of repercussions involved there. So anyway, Even in things like kids' animated films, nothing is immune from all the stuff and nonsense that's going on today. Anyway, let's move on to the third topic.